Great. Okay, so hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you've joined us from in the world. My name is Olajumoke, but you will see Easy Connect, which is also my second name as well. So on today's webinar, we have two panelists who are industry experts and are the primary spokespeople for the partnership, for this partnership. So we're talking about the partnership between Eze and AKKO. So on the panel today, we have Josh. Josh is co-founder and CEO at Eze. So welcome, Josh. Thank you for joining us today. Great. We also have Jared. Jared is co-CEO and co-founder as well at AKKO. Thank you for joining us, Jared. It's good to have you here. Okay, so as you all know, today we're talking about securing your devices, unveiling the Eze AKKO synergy. So what's this Eze AKKO synergy about? That's what we're talking about today. As you know, Eze is your number one B2B wholesaler of electronic devices, and AKKO is a leading device warranty provider amongst other services. So we'll be delving a deeper into the partnership today. So housekeeping. You may not be allowed to speak if you're not a panelist. Apologies for that. However, at any point in time, you could drop us a question using the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen. So when you look past the faces on the screen, you can see a row of buttons. Just beside what I believe should be share screen on your screen, you will see Q&A. So please click on it and type out your question. Or towards the end, so that's if the question pops up during the webinar while the panelists are speaking. Or towards the end, you could raise your hand and you could ask your question live as well at the end of the webinar. But if you have a burning question that cannot wait, please use the Q&A feature, and we will definitely answer your question during this webinar. So thank you so much for joining us or for watching this webinar today, and we are getting started. So hello, Josh, over to you for now.
Thanks for the introduction. And welcome to everyone here joining us. My name is Josh, I'm co-founder and CEO of Eze, and I'll just walking you through our platform and what we do. So for those of you who don't know, we are a marketplace for electronics that is used, new, and refurbished electronics. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, great.
Yes, Josh, perfect.
Our platform is a global marketplace. And so we have buyers and sellers all over the world trading devices such as iPhones, laptops, tablets in wholesale quantities. So it's not a B2B, not a B2C marketplace, but is a B2B, which means all of the transactions on our platform are in wholesale quantities. So I'll kind of walk you through a bit how Eze works. So Eze is a marketplace. We are connecting buyers and sellers globally. How the platform works is sellers will list their products on their platforms. So let's say there's a seller in Dallas that has 200 iPhone X's, or a seller in Hong Kong that has 500 iPhone 11s. They would list these devices on the platform and also the price that they're willing to sell the devices for. Now, as a buyer, you can come and select whatever quantity of those devices that you want to buy and place the order directly on the website. We do everything in terms of handling the payments and the logistics of the transaction. So it is fully automated. The moment you submit the payment, we take care of the rest. So the buyer will go on the platform, they'll make the purchase and send the payment, whether that is by wire or credit card, or we even accept USTD. We'll confirm the order with the seller. The seller will ship the devices to one of our global warehouses where we will inspect the devices. Upon inspection and passing our QC exam, we will then ship the devices to the buyer and then pay the seller for the devices. So our QC process, we use device diagnostics tools. We do a 100-point check, everything about a phone or a laptop or a tablet to make sure that it's working well, that it has a minimum of 80% battery life, that all the buttons work, speakers, etc. And then we print out the certification that the device has been fully tested. So on the platform, we have over 18,000 businesses worldwide, and we're currently shipping into over 30 countries. We're shipping onto every continent, into Africa, into Latin America, into Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Our defect rate is less than 1%. And so buyers that receive devices after our QC checks report a defect rate of less than 1%. And so we're really pride ourselves on this. But I think, as we've experienced in the space, especially in the used electronic market, that there can always be problems with devices, no matter how stringent your QC check is. And that's why we are, partnering with AKKO today, and Jared will walk you through some of the benefits of working with us, and pairing the two services together. I do want to touch a bit on our sellers. On the platform, we have over 1,300 SKUs, so 1,300 different devices that are being sold. This is from 300 sellers around the world, and that number is growing almost on a daily basis. And there are over 420,000 devices listed on the platform. So there's plenty of assortments to choose from, of electronics, and pricing on the platform is competitive as you have global sellers competing on the price of these devices. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to Jared to talk about our warranty program that will benefit everyone buying these devices, and even for your end customers as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. And yeah, I know it's been a while since we've known each other and first connected, maybe I think it was, wanted to say it was maybe Mobile Disrupt, actually like a couple of years back, but we've been really excited to collaborate ever since and figure out a way to work together. So super excited for this launch and partnership. And I'll go ahead and share my screen here. I've got a brief background about our company, AKKO, what we're doing, how into the device insurance space, and then going to dive into some details specifically around this new 90-day warranty offering that's being offered on the devices purchased on Eze. So I'll go ahead and share my window here. Can you guys see that all right?
Yep.
Terrific. So yeah, as already introduced from Ola, thank you, Ola, for the intro. My name is Jared, one of the co-founders and co-CEO at AKKO. And our mission is to really just create the best experience around how people insure their devices. What we noticed a number of years ago, when we were first looking at getting into this industry and starting this business, was that we as consumers ourselves, myself and my co-founder, not coming from the warranty or the insurance industry or even the electronics industry as a whole, we noticed that as consumers, really all the existing solutions in the market were very limited in their options and also built on legacy infrastructure. You think of some of the really large players in this device insurance warranty space that's a $25 billion a year market just in North America alone. And it's a lot of brand names I won't name, but some of the big guys that are working with your Verizons, AT&Ts, T-Mobiles, powering things like cell phone insurance programs. And really outside of those providers, just not that many options to actually get coverage for people's devices, outside of these, major big box retailers and telcos. And especially as we saw these growing trends in the market, especially around the growth in the refurbished device space, we realized that there's a real lack of inaccessibility. And so we realized, that's really stacked against the consumer. And that, manifests itself not only in terms of the accessibility, like I mentioned, not even being able to buy something like a warranty or device insurance plan on a used or refurbished device, but also just really expensive options because of how limited choices there are in the market. In addition to that, we also realize there's a variety of different types of businesses that operate in these various spaces within, independent cellular and electronic retail or repair stores. Also, types of folks that touch the prepaid space, the used and refurbished space as well. And so we realized that there was this real lack, not only in terms of choice for customers, but also that part of that problem had to do with not really providing easy ways for partners and businesses to be able to offer protection to their clients and customers as well. And so we're really excited to have, moved past this point of, recognizing these issues in the market. When we first started a few years ago, it was more so going direct to consumer to test out new products, cover used and refurbished items in a much simpler digital first way. And we're still, as I mentioned, working towards our mission of delivering the best customer experience when it comes to device insurance. Our team is based across the globe. We were founded a few years ago. And as I mentioned, not only do my co-founder and I not come from the device insurance or warranty space, but we actually don't even have a team that has a ton of people from the insurance space outside of a few of our executives. Of course, you need a little bit of that industry experience, but I think there's so much value to building something from the ground up. With fresh eyes and with that customer perspective. And so we focus relentlessly on leveraging our skills and backgrounds in technology, marketing, great, customer and product design to deliver this great, more modern digital first platform and experience around device protection and device insurance programs, and building that best in class experience as well when it comes to how claims are handled, how support is handled, how products are actually created to be able to address all these different markets, and really benefit, again, not just end consumers and customers that are ultimately using the protection, but also business partners and distribution partners, like, for example, Eze Wholesale and their team. We're also top rated in the industry. So when it does come to being able to offer our services to, end consumers, if they have any sort of a warranty plan or insurance plan that's backed by AKKO, what they'll be able to know just by a quick Google search is that we are the top rated provider in this industry. 92% of our users give us a 5-star rating, and we also have the highest rankings of any gadget insurance company across Trustpilot and Google as well within North America. And so that brings, of course, to today what we're talking about with our partnership with Eze, which is powering this new 90-day warranty offering. And so I'm going to go ahead and kind of walk through what's included with that 90-day warranty when you choose to buy your devices, specifically cell phones. We're starting with cell phones, but when you buy those cell phones through the Eze Wholesale marketplace, if you are an independent retailer or a retail repair shop that's based here in the United States, those devices are now coming with a 90-day warranty on them. And so what does that include? You think about, for example, buying a device, let's say it's brand new. You're usually benefiting from something like a 12-month warranty. Maybe it's Apple Care or some type of OEM warranty. So if any sort of parts failures happen or there's a defect, customers have some sort of recourse to go through and, get a replacement, get a repair done. What you started seeing a little bit of, which is great to see, is some players, of course, in the industry, in the refurbished side of things, still looking at offering something like a 6-month or 12-month warranty on devices purchased. But what you usually see is that that's just for purchases of consumers going directly to websites, right? And, I can name a few names. We probably know them. There's, folks like eBay or Amazon Renewed, Back Market, Rebello, these types of marketplaces that are offering this for, giving consumers that peace of mind and confidence in buying a refurbished or a used device. And we really want to help bring that into the retail channel as well. Today, AKKO works with over 1,300 retail and repair shops across the US. They already work with us to do servicing for the claims of customers that we've signed up. They also sell some of our protection plans to their customers. And so now we want to make it possible for them to stand on an equal footing when they're selling devices as well. When they're selling refurb devices in their store to customers, being able to say, hey, this device comes with a 90-day warranty. So if anything goes on with it, you're able to just come right back or file a claim online through AKKO, who's going to go ahead and take care of the full cost and all the time commitment of repairing or replacing that in an expedient manner. And so when customers buy that device, you can see here what's included with that coverage during that 90-day period. Any sort of malfunctions or parts failures, other types of, typically like manufacturer hardware related defects. So it's not covering things like drops or cracked screens or spills, things of that nature. Those are things that are going to be covered under some of the more comprehensive device insurance or protection plan offerings that AKKO has. But this is going to cover what, consumers are typically used to getting when they're buying a device from, let's say, brand new from a big box retailer or potentially online from a refurbished marketplace. So we're really excited to be able to provide that. And I can speak to some of the benefits, of course, as well around having that. And what we've heard from some of the different retail shops that we work closely with in the US and also some other markets as well, is that when they have these, warranties included with devices, they're able to sell more because they're providing peace of mind for their customers who are buying a refurbished device. But it's also an added value for buyers too, right? It's a great way to differentiate your inventory from, some other person's inventory. Is having a device that's going to have a 90-day warranty on it is a great value add to be able to market and communicate to your customers that are coming into your store or that are buying off you as well. And along with that, similar to what Eze, of course, does with their QC check, it's really all about reducing that hassle for all of you folks that are, in store selling devices. We know how difficult that job is, working in that physical retail environment. And so not having to deal with any sort of hassle around an RMA process or reaching out and trying to get to the bottom of, when a defect happened or a part, stops working, all of that gets taken care of by AKKO. If that comes up within that 90-day period for any of these devices that you're buying through Eze and then reselling to your customers. And customers then also can easily file a claim either online directly through AKKO or reaching back out to your shop and getting directed to where our portal is to file a claim. They can also come in store as well to any of our different locations across the country or directly back to your location as well, especially if you're a shop that can offer things like repair services. We can even give you the opportunity to actually perform a repair or offer the customer replacement. And it would be AKKO helping handle and cover all those expenses so that the customer is ultimately getting their issue resolved with their device within 2 to 4 days so that they can get back to what they're doing. So arguably even better than the typical warranty process that customers get, even with a brand new device that can often take sometimes weeks to go through when a defect comes up after they've bought it. And so I'll walk through real quick how it works as well. So after you've bought your devices, from Eze's marketplace, all those device IMEIs get uploaded straight into AKKO's platform so that by the time those devices hit your store, you can easily just log into AKKO's portal to activate that warranty when you sell the device to one of your customers. You might already be registered with AKKO. As I mentioned, we work with over 1,300 retail and repair shops in the US and some in Canada as well. And if you're already registered on our platform, you'll notice that there's a tab in there to click and hit activate warranty. But if you're new to AKKO's product and platform, or maybe you've never even heard of us, you can go over to getakko.com and you can create an account on our partner platform within about 2 minutes. And once you've set that up, you'll be able to see full access to not only being able to sell some of our protection plans, but of course, how you're going to access this activate warranty functionality. So you'll log into the portal. As you can see here, you're going to click register a new plan, activate warranty, and then you can see a bit of a screenshot there of what the form looks like. And it's really as simple as just popping in a couple of pieces of the customer's information and then the device IMEI to register that. And then it'll come into our system and deliver an email to the customer that confirms their coverage, when it expires, and also has an easy link that they can click in case they need to file a claim, or instructions on reaching back out to your location as well if they need any sort of help with their device. So I hope that gave a good overview of what this program is, and want to leave some time, of course, in case there's any questions around what the coverage includes, how the process works as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jared.
Yes, thank you, Jared, for that. I think that was pretty expository, explanatory. So Josh, we're going back to actually both of you now to understand how this works on the Eze end, as well.
Yep.
Jared has given us some insights into what happens, on that end, but we want to start from the, top of the journey. So I want to check out some, an order on Eze. What happens next?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And Jared kind of walked through it a bit. It's really quite simple. So there's no lift by the consumer or customer on our platform. Simply when you check out, if we see that you are a retail store based in the United States, you will automatically have the IMEIs enrolled into the AKKO-based system, and it's free of charge. Right, so it is included within the price of the device. So when you check out, you'll receive an email from AKKO telling you how to enroll the devices, and they'll be covered by the warranty. So it's really quite simple on our end. You just check out as you would on any marketplace like Amazon or eBay with the devices that you're purchasing, and they'll come with the AKKO warranty equipped.
Thank you for that, Josh. So I also have a question for that I'm sure might be on one or two, viewers' minds as well. It's are there, what does the warranty cover? What are some of the, yes, what are some of the um, defects, so what does it cover? Basically, what can I expect with this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be really comparable to what folks are used to seeing covered with, for example, a OEM warranty on a brand new device. I'll give AppleCare as an example because, of course, they've got a pretty prominent known and process, right? So when you buy, like, let's say a brand new Apple device from the Apple Store, you're going to have 12 months of coverage in case any of the parts fail. So an example of that could be the speaker blows out, or maybe it's got a bit of a static noise to it. Maybe you're having connectivity issues and it's stemming down to hardware related, like the Wi-Fi receiver or Bluetooth keeps cutting out. There can also be issues with the charging port, for example. It can be a common one we see. Just sometimes it gets worn out, where it will no longer charge the device and it requires either getting swapped out or doing a full replacement. But it can also be other things like a battery failure, for example, devices that might start overheating or sporadically shut off because of some type of, failure in the battery or the power components. The cam's another one. So all of the different internal components, basically, if anything goes wrong with those and it's stemming purely just from a natural breakdown from normal use, it's not from liquid damage or a drop or some other type of, external force or what have you, that's going to be the types of things that get covered under this. And so obviously for a customer buying a brand new device, they might go to the Apple Store, they're going to go ahead and validate whatever the issue is, and then go ahead and either fix or replace that device. Customers are now going to get the same thing, but for these secondhand, iPhones and other devices, cell phones as well, within these retail stores. Any sort of issue like those that come up within that 90-day period, customer can just come back to the store, get the device diagnosed and validated for the issue that's going on. And if it can't be fixed right there and then, AKKO is going to go ahead and replace that device for the customer.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay, you just answered, my next question, which was, would the device be repaired or replaced? Or is it a mix
Yeah.
of the two?
Great question. It is a mix. Yeah. For example, charging ports, like if a device is, older than a certain generation or certain models, things like a charging port can be replaced and repaired, in a local shop. Same goes sometimes for, some of the buttons or maybe a camera as well or a speaker. But obviously there are some devices where, the issues that might come up around these defects or malfunctions can be a little bit, deeper seated and requires really getting into the device. And so anytime a device cannot be fixed locally, which is the quickest resolution for the customer to, just get their device back and fully functional, AKKO will go ahead and actually replace the device. And then we'll have that defective unit shipped to one of our facilities where we can either go ahead and, spend the extra time needed to fix it or properly recycle and salvage it as well.
Thank you very much, Jared. Okay, so we have a question here. It says, if you buy on Easy, when does the AKKO insurance start counting? Also, if I resell to a customer and it has an issue that is covered by AKKO, what's the process of handling this if it is still within the AKKO 90-day period?
Yeah, great question. And that's something, frankly, that we've run into within this space. And it's really the whole value of this program is that this is not a warranty that's on the device from the standpoint of you, the buyer and reseller of that device. So the warranty, that 90-day period, doesn't start the day that you pay Easy and buy your devices. That 90-day warranty starts the day your end customer buys that device in your shop. And that's the really great thing that makes this more comparable to what customers are used to seeing through other types of more consumer-facing retail experiences. So let's say you've ordered your devices from Easy. As Josh mentioned, once that order goes through, their platform knows that you're a retailer repair shop, automatically uploads those IMEI devices into AKKO's platform. And so once you receive those devices in your shop, let's say you're maybe, you're sitting with that phone, maybe it's on your shelf in your display case for 30, 45 days before you actually sell it. That 90-day warranty period starts, that 45 days later when the customer actually comes in your store, actually pays you for the device. That's when the 90-day period starts. And that's what that registration process is that I briefly showed in our portal. You'll just go ahead and pop in the IMEI. our system validates that that IMEI is one of these devices that came from Eze Wholesale. And then you'll go ahead and put in the customer's information to register that warranty to them and their device. And so then the customer can go ahead and either file their claim directly through AKKO if an issue comes up within 90 days from that date that warranty was activated, or they can also come back into your shop as well. Of course, we work with a lot of shops that are also in the repair side of the business. And so once you're registered with AKKO, if you're one of our authorized repair providers, you might be able to just go ahead and diagnose the issue and even fix it. And then you're just sending that invoice to AKKO to go and pay. You're not having to deal with an RMA process or, reaching back out to, Eze Wholesale, for example, to figure out getting like an RMA or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Jared. I have one more question, and it's are all devices covered? Are there restrictions to the types or kinds of devices in terms of grades, age of the device? Does this vary by device, by brand, or are all devices covered on the Eze platform?
Yeah. Great question. So it is just cell phones initially at our launch. So we're just covering cell phones at this time, but we're excited to soon expand into a couple of other categories as well. Most likely we'll see tablets coming up next, and then potentially working towards, in a matter of months, as we're kind of growing things into other, product categories as well. But we know cell phones is such a large volume. It's a big thing, of course, that's getting sold in these types of shops, and so that's the main thing we really want to help cover.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Josh, do we have restrictions as to what grades of phones are covered by insurance or no?
I don't think.
No, we don't. So that's fantastic. So guys, you heard it. There's no restrictions to grades from brand new to, all the grades we have available on Eze are covered. Okay, I do not have any further questions here. However, the floor is open. If you Donato, welcome. I think you joined during the webinar. Please note that you will get an email with a post-webinar email with a recording, with this recording, so that you can watch from the beginning as well. So thank you for joining. Okay, so in the absence of questions, if we have any, please ask. In the absence of questions, I would, we would wrap this up, and we'll be sharing this recording, like I said, with the entire database. So thank you so much, Josh. Thank you, Jared. It was good, having this conversation. Hope to have us back here, again, when, to have more conversations about some of the some of the customer feedback, for example, from this integration. So thank you.
Absolutely. And yeah, adding on to that too, Ola, before we wrap up as well, just want to mention, like, this is a new program that we're super excited to launch. And so obviously our team at AKKO, as well as the Eze team, are here to support, answer any questions. So as you're going through this process, AKKO has a hands-on retail partner success team that can help walk you through our portal, the process, and answer any of your questions about how this all works. So please feel free to reach out, and there will be a recap email and some links as well to resources about how to access and use this program.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jared. Do you have yes, Josh, please go ahead. Thank you very much. So guys, you heard it all. To get started, please visit ezewholesale.com, www.ezewholesale.com. You can browse our various categories of mobile phones, which are what's covered under this program for now, like you heard, Jared explain. And please add device insurance or extended warranty during the checkout process to enjoy this partnership. We are here for you at support. You can reach out to us at any time, support@ezewholesale.com. It sounds like a generic email, but it is somebody's email address, so it's monitored 24/7, I promise you. You will get a response immediately, or you can use the chat function on the website. You will get a response instantaneously as well. So thank you so much for this session. We would see you again soon.
There he is.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.